So I'm going to continue with this project on rendering meshes. So far, we've just rendered a solid teapot, but actually, instead of using glut solid teapot, I'm going to make my own function called draw object, which is sort of my own version of glut solid teapot, but it's not going to be a teapot. Instead, what I'm going to draw is just a simple triangle. In order to draw a triangle, I need to send to OpenGL a primitive triangle. So the way that you do that is you start by telling OpenGL that you're about to send it a list of points and that those points should be connected in some way. In this case, we want them connected as triangles. So we say GL begin, GL triangles. So there's different ways that you can stitch together these primitives. If every 3 points should be connected to be a triangle, we pass it as GL triangles. We can play with some other methods as well. And so then after that, I can start sending points to OpenGL, and it's going to, inside of this rendering pipeline, wait till whenever 3 of them come through, it's going to try to rasterize a triangle. So to send an individual point, I use GL vertex. And since C doesn't have overloads for types, I need to say that I'm going to be passing in the version that has 3 floating point coordinates. So I'm going to draw a triangle that goes from negative 0.5 in the x and negative 0.5 in the y and 0 in the z as my first point. And I'm going to move 1 unit horizontally, which is x, for my next point. So this is now positive 0.5 in the x coordinate. And then I'm going to do the third point is going to be horizontally centered, and it's going to be at the top of the triangle. So a positive 0.5 in y and a 0 in x. These are actually double precision by default. If I want to make sure that they're floating points, I put an f at the end of the numbers. This is an integer. And again, this is, your compiler may or may not complain about this, but it's nice to be specific. So those 3 points would be connected to form a triangle. I could proceed to send a lot of other points down as well, but I'm just going to draw 1 triangle for now. And when I'm done, and I want OpenGL to know that I'm done rendering this type of primitive, I say GL end. So in between GL begin and GL end is where you can send GL vertices. It's not good to do it outside of begin and end, or you'll get some OpenGL errors. If I run this, well, if I call this function now instead of glut solid teapot, draw object is my function, then if we can build it, make sure I didn't make any mistakes, and then run it, then we see a window with that single white triangle with 1 unit across, 1 unit up and down, and these are going to be sort of a funky length which we could calculate, but it's not 1.